Fluent Flow Podcast. New videos every day. Let's learn English together.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place where we take stacks of interesting sources, pull out the really key insights, and make them stick.
Yeah, transform them into something you can actually use.
Exactly. And today, we're exploring something, well, deeply relevant for pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Cultivating daily positivity. Our mission today, to really unpack some practical, genuinely actionable strategies. Things you can do to shift your mindset, boost your well-being.
Not in some abstract way, but right now in your everyday life.
Precisely.
And our source material for this deep dive is pretty interesting in itself. It gives us a unique angle. We're looking at excerpts from How to Cultivate Daily Positivity.
Okay.
And this actually comes from another podcast called Fluent Flow Podcast.
Okay.
What's really notable here is the original context. That podcast, Fluent Flow, it was specifically made for beginners in English.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so the hosts spoke, really slowly, clearly used very simple words to get their message across.
That context is actually kind of brilliant for what we're doing here.
Right.
It means the core message about positivity gets delivered without, jargon or needless complexity.
Exactly. It strips it all away.
Yeah, it cuts through the academic fluff and gets right down to the fundamental principles of well-being. That simplicity makes it perfect for our deep dive. It lets us really dissect and understand the basics of feeling good, feeling strong, staying calm, in a way that's just incredibly easy to grasp.
It really does. It's a powerful reminder, I think, that sometimes the most profound wisdom is found in the simplest terms.
Totally.
That clarity means we can focus purely on the essence of these practices. We're not burdened by, complex theories. We just see the core mechanics.
Okay, so what exactly are we going to unpack from this super accessible yet pretty profound source?
Well, the Fluent Flow podcast laid out 4 main pillars for positivity.
4 pillars, okay.
We're going to dive deep into each one, explore not just what they are, but the why and the how behind them. So first, starting your day with kind thoughts.
Okay.
Second, cultivating calm throughout the day.
Needed.
Third, the power of positive self-talk, or, loving self-talk, as they put it.
Yes, crucial.
And finally, performing one good deed daily.
Interesting. Okay.
And our aim isn't just to summarize, right?
Right.
It's to really understand the implications these things have for you, the listener, as you navigate your own journey towards, better well-being.
Perfect.
Yep.
Let's jump in then. All right, first pillar. Starting your day with kind thoughts. The source really highlights this core practice. It's about beginning your day with deliberate self-affirmation and doing it before you get sucked into external stuff, like your phone.
Right. That phone trap.
Yeah, it's like creating this internal foundation first, a little personal sanctuary for your day before the world crashes in.
It's the intentionality that's fascinating there, isn't it?
Totally.
The source gives specific affirmations, and they're remarkably simple, but really potent.
Like
things like, today is a new day, or I will do my best. I am strong. I am learning every day.
Wow, okay. Simple.
Very simple. But the intent, as the source makes clear, is that these small words are meant to foster this sense of goodness, of hope, right from the very start.
It's proactive.
Exactly. Proactive with your mindset, not reactive to whatever hits you first.
And it's not just words, is it? The source also talks about simple physical actions, creating a sort of morning ritual for positivity.
Yeah, the ritual aspect is key.
It recommends not checking the phone immediately.
Yeah.
Which, let's be real.
Good luck with that one for many people.
It's a huge challenge today, isn't it, in this always-on world?
Totally.
Instead, it suggests taking a deep breath, drinking some water, and then, this is crucial, smiling.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that sequence, it feels like hitting a mental reset button already.
And that brings us to that wonderfully simple yet really impactful statement from the source. Smiling helps your brain feel happy. It's a small thing, but it works. And this isn't just, feel-good fluff.
Right.
No, there's a strong psychological, even physiological basis for this. Our bodies are constantly signaling our brains, and a smile, that's a direct pathway to influencing your emotional state.
Okay, let's talk about that not checking the phone thing more.
Yeah.
Because that feels so critical now. The minute you unlock that screen, it's like, boom. Emails, social media, news, often full of urgency or comparison or just negativity.
What's an instant flood?
Yeah. So how do these simple morning rituals, taking that pause before the phone, How do they create that personal bubble of positivity you mentioned? And why is protecting that early morning space just so vital?
Oh, it's absolutely vital. And what's going on there is it's a well-known psychological concept called priming.
Priming. Okay.
By consciously choosing these positive actions, the affirmations, the deep breath, the smile, you are literally priming your brain for positivity. You're setting a cognitive and emotional tone for the whole day before the outside world with all its demands and potential stressors even gets a look in.
Okay.
Not checking the phone immediately is just paramount because the second you do, you open the floodgates.
Right.
And it's not just what you see. It's the cognitive load, the attention residue that sticks with you.
Attention residue. I like that term.
Yeah. If you start your day instantly reacting to urgent emails, or worse, comparing yourself to carefully curated lives on social media, your brain immediately snaps into a reactive mode, often stressed. It pulls you right out of that calm, intentional space you're trying to build.
It's like you're letting the external world dictate your internal state from minute one.
Exactly. Think of it like this. You walk into a beautiful, quiet garden. You want to soak it in, right?
Yeah.
But if the very first thing you do is step right into a hidden patch of mud,
Yeah.
your whole experience is kind of tainted from the start. Your morning routine. That's your mental garden. You want to tend it carefully first.
So you're basically grabbing the reins of your day's narrative right from the start. Instead of letting your inbox or the news feed call the shots on how you feel, it's a proactive stance.
Precisely. And that act of smiling, which the source flags up,
Yeah.
that's a brilliant example of a physiological feedback loop, or what psychologists sometimes call embodied cognition.
Embodied cognition.
Oh, okay.
Break that down.
So even if you don't feel happy when you start smiling,
Like if you're faking it?
yeah, even if it feels a bit forced at first, the physical act of contracting those smile muscles sends signals up to your brain. And those signals can actually trigger the release of neurotransmitters, things like dopamine, serotonin, the chemicals linked to pleasure and well-being.
Wow. So your body can literally tell your brain, hey, feel better.
That's essentially it. We see it elsewhere too. You know the research on power poses?
Vaguely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Standing like a superhero.
Sort of.
No.
Just holding an expansive, confident posture for a short time can actually increase testosterone, decrease the stress hormone cortisol. It shifts your internal state. Same with just walking upright, open body language. It can foster more self-confidence, more optimism. It's recognizing that your body isn't just reflecting your mood.
It can drive it.
It can drive it, exactly. So these brief moments of self-directed control, choosing to breathe, smile, think a kind thought before the day properly starts, they establish this sense of agency, purpose. You're starting from a place of active creation, not passive reaction. And that dramatically cuts down perceived stress. It prepares you better for whatever the day throws at you.
Okay. That makes a ton of sense for starting the day strong. But, life happens.
It certainly does.
Challenges pop up. You can't just smile through a major deadline or a difficult conversation. Which brings us nicely to the second pillar, cultivating calm throughout the day.
Yes.
The source acknowledges that stress, difficulties,
Yeah.
they're inevitable. But crucially, it offers a really direct, actionable response for those moments.
It does. And the core technique is beautifully simple. It's the stop and breathe method.
Stop and breathe.
The source describes it so clearly. I stop. I breathe. I close my eyes for 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. And the immediate impact, this helps me feel better. It's like a quick circuit breaker for rising stress. No special equipment, no quiet room needed necessarily.
It sounds so simple, but man, how many of us actually remember to do that in the heat of the moment when we're feeling totally overwhelmed?
That's the challenge, isn't it? Building the habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really highlights that you don't need like a half-hour meditation session to find some calm. Just 60 seconds can be huge.
It really can. It feels like such a tiny investment for a potentially massive return in that moment.
Really?
And beyond that immediate stress buster, the source adds another powerful practice, one that complements this, the gratitude journal.
Gratitude journals. I've heard a lot about these.
They're popular for a reason. The suggestion here is simple. Use a small notebook, record positive observations, specifically write down 3 things that make me happy.
3 things. Okay.
And the examples given are just wonderfully everyday, which I think is key to their power.
Like what?
A hot cup of tea, my favorite music, even learning one new word in English.
Oh, I like that last one. connecting it back to their original audience.
Exactly. And the stated benefit. These small things help me feel good again. It's like finding these little micro doses of joy scattered throughout your day.
I love how genuinely accessible these methods are. You really don't need anything special.
Nope.
You can stop and breathe at your desk, right? Or standing in line at the supermarket, maybe even stuck in traffic. Hopefully not while driving.
Maybe pull over for that minute.
Yeah, probably wise.
Yeah.
And finding joy in something as simple as a good cup of tea or a song, there's something really liberating about that, isn't there? How can listeners adapt these? Especially if their days feel absolutely packed, when they feel like they don't have a spare second. And what is it about finding happiness in the small stuff that feels so freeing?
It is profoundly liberating because it shifts our focus, doesn't it? Away from waiting for the big wins, the grand events, to feel happy.
Right. We put so much pressure on those big moments.
We do. These practices train us to find pockets of positivity right here in the mundane. Now, neurologically speaking, that brief 1-minute stop and breathe, it can effectively reset your nervous system.
Reset it. How?
Well, when you're stressed, your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response, goes into overdrive.
Heart races, muscles tense.
Exactly. Your focus narrows, looking for threats. But taking even a few deep, intentional breaths, especially if you focus on making the exhale longer than the inhale,
Okay.
that activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state.
The calming one.
The calming one. It stimulates something called the vagus nerve, which is like a major highway sending calming signals between your brain and body.
Oh.
It interrupts that stress response, lowers your heart rate. It can quickly bring you back to a more balanced, rational state of mind. It's literally like a quick neural reset button.
So you can think clearly again instead of just reacting.
Precisely. You regain access to your prefrontal cortex, your executive functions, instead of being run by the amygdala, the reactive part of the brain.
So it's not about eliminating stress entirely, because, that's probably impossible.
Pretty much.
But it's about recovering from it faster.
Yeah.
Building that resilience in the moment.
Exactly that. Acknowledging stress is part of life, but choosing your response. Now, the gratitude journal.
Yeah.
Actively recalling and writing down positive things, that's a powerful cognitive behavioral technique.
Okay.
See, our brains naturally have this thing called a negativity bias.
Right. We tend to notice the bad stuff more easily.
Survival thing, right?
Evolutionary survival mechanism, exactly. We're wired to spot threats.
Yeah.
But by intentionally scanning your day for and recording 3 things that make me happy, you're actively training your brain to shift its focus. You're counteracting that bias.
So you're telling your brain, hey, look for the good stuff too. Pretty much. And the physical act of writing it down seems to be important too. It engages different neural pathways than just thinking it. Reinforces the positive memory.
Right.
And over time, doing this consistently, it actually starts to physically rewire your neural pathways. That's neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity, the brain changing based on experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your brain's amazing ability to adapt. By repeatedly focusing on the positive, you literally strengthen the neural connections associated with positivity. And you weaken the ones tied to negativity.
Wow. So it gets easier over time to notice the good.
It does. It becomes more automatic. You're building this like internal reservoir of positive anchors you can draw on. It helps you reframe things, bounce back quicker from setbacks.
That's like building a mental muscle.
That's a perfect analogy. You're cultivating a mindset where happiness isn't just fleeting, it's a muscle you consistently strengthen. Makes it easier to access joy, even when things are tough.
Building muscles, or maybe mental muscles. That leads us perfectly into pillar number 3. And this one feels, I don't know, maybe one of the most critical for deep personal growth and resilience, the power of loving self-talk.
Ah, yes. So important.
It directly tackles that really common human thing, beating ourselves up, being super harsh, especially when we make mistakes or things don't go perfectly.
It's such a vital point, and honestly, a huge stumbling block for so many people. The source is really clear here. It highlights the danger of negative self-talk, gives that specific example. Avoid saying, I'm stupid, when you mess up.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Instead, it offers these powerful positive replacements. It's okay, I'm learning. Everyone makes mistakes.
Simple phrases again.
Simple but profound. And the source explicitly calls this positive self-talk. But it's important, I think, to distinguish this from just like blind optimism or ignoring problems.
Right. It's not pretending mistakes didn't happen.
No. It's about self-kindness. constructive framing, acknowledging the slip-up without the self-attack.
And it stresses why this internal chat matters so much. The benefits are laid out clearly. If you talk to yourself with love, you will feel better, you will feel stronger, and you will keep going.
Keep going.
That's key.
It even applies it directly to learning, which fits the original podcast's theme perfectly. It says something like, learning English is not fast. It takes time, but you are doing great.
Such a great example.
That specific phrase resonates way beyond language learning, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It applies to any challenge, any skill development. It's a deep recognition of how crucial self-compassion is for perseverance, for just sticking with things.
Yeah.
Without it, even the best intentions can just crumble under the weight of that internal judge.
I think everyone listening can relate to this on some level. Learning a new skill for work, tackling a complicated project, even just trying to stick to a fitness goal. How often do we unknowingly just sabotage ourselves with those nasty inner voices? That feeling of liberation when you finally give yourself some grace, accept imperfection. It's huge.
It's transformative. But for people where that self-criticism is really deep-rooted, really ingrained, how do they even start to shift that inner dialogue? It feels like such a big task.
It can feel huge, and you're right, the psychological impact of that inner voice on self-esteem, on motivation, on resilience, it's immense. When we engage in harsh self-criticism, we actually activate similar neural pathways to those involved in physical pain or threat.
Really? Like actual pain?
The brain processes it similarly. It creates this state of internal attack, leads to feelings of shame, anxiety, and often a powerful urge to just give up or avoid trying again.
Wow.
Think about common negative self-talk patterns, like catastrophizing. This one mistake means everything's ruined.
Right.
Or all or nothing thinking. If it's not perfect, it's a complete failure. Or those should statements, I should have known better.
Guilty as charged on the shoulds.
Right. These thoughts create this vicious cycle of self-punishment.
So it's not just about feeling bad in the moment, it actively holds you back.
Exactly. It hinders progress. Now, compare that to positive self-talk, which, again, isn't about ignoring mistakes, but framing them as learning opportunities. This fosters what the researcher Carol Dweck famously called a growth mindset.
Ah, the growth mindset versus fixed mindset.
Exactly. The belief that abilities, intelligence, they aren't fixed traits you're just born with. They can be developed through dedication, hard work, learning from setbacks.
Whereas a fixed mindset sees mistakes as proof you're just not good enough.
Precisely. Mistakes feel like personal indictments in a fixed mindset rather than data points for growth.
So instead of, I'm terrible at this, the shift is towards, I haven't mastered this yet.
Exactly. That yet is so powerful. When you say to yourself, it's okay, I'm learning, everyone makes mistakes, you're not dismissing the error, you're acknowledging it, but you're also affirming your capacity to improve.
Right.
It shifts your internal dialogue from judgment and condemnation towards curiosity and self-kindness.
Okay. But back to the person with the really ingrained negativity. How do they start? Do they have to believe the positive stuff right away?
Not necessarily. That's often too big a leap initially. The starting point can simply be recognizing the negative thought when it pops up, just noticing it without judgment.
Okay, awareness first.
Awareness first. Then consciously offering an alternative, even if it feels a bit awkward or untrue at first. It's like tending a garden.
Yep. Yeah.
You notice the weed, the negative thought, you gently pull it out, or at least acknowledge it. Then you deliberately plant a new seed, a more compassionate, constructive thought.
So it's a gradual process, replacing the weeds with better seeds over time.
It absolutely is. And the practice of self-compassion is incredibly powerful here. People like Kristen Neff have done amazing work on this.
Self-compassion, how does that differ from just positive self-talk?
It's related, but broader. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding you'd offer a good friend who was struggling.
Okay. That's a helpful frame.
It has 3 core parts, according to Neff. First, self-kindness, being warm and understanding towards yourself when you suffer or fail instead of criticizing yourself.
Right.
Second, common humanity, recognizing that suffering, failure, inadequacy, they're part of the shared human experience. Everyone goes through this stuff. It's not just you being uniquely flawed.
That helps reduce the isolation feeling.
Exactly. And third, mindfulness, being present with your painful emotions without suppressing them, but also without getting totally swept away by them. a balanced awareness.
Okay. Self-kindness, common humanity, mindfulness.
When you practice this, it reduces the fear of failure. It actually increases motivation, builds emotional well-being, especially when you're learning something tough or progress feels slow.
So instead of shutting down after a mistake,
You're encouraged to keep going, just
Right.
like the source material says, because the internal environment you're creating is one of support, not attack. You're building an inner cheerleader, not just an inner critic.
building an inner cheerleader. I love that. Okay, that leads us perfectly into the fourth and final pillar for boosting daily positivity. Doing one good thing every day.
Yes,
This one seems almost deceptively simple.
it does, doesn't it? But the source really emphasizes its powerful outcomes.
It's about committing consciously to one positive action each day. And it doesn't have to be huge.
Not at all. The size doesn't matter as much as the intention, and the source gives this lovely range of examples.
Yeah.
Clean my room, that's an act of self-care. Building competence, help a friend, that's altruism, go for a walk. Physical and mental well-being. Or even listen to this podcast, which they frame as an act of self-investment, growth.
Okay, meta, but I see the point.
The key isn't the grandeur, it's the deliberate act of doing one good thing.
And the ripple effect, the outcomes. That's what really struck me. The source says it makes you feel proud, gives you energy, helps you stay positive, and then connects it back beautifully. When you do something nice, you smile more, you feel happy inside.
There's that smile again.
Yeah. It creates this wonderful virtuous cycle, connecting back to that very first pillar. Positive actions lead to positive feelings, which fuel more positive actions.
It absolutely does. It reinforces that whole feedback loop we talked about.
It's also interesting how this reframes things. Like cleaning your room might feel like a chore.
Totally.
But if you frame it as my one good thing for today, suddenly it's an opportunity for self-worth, for positive emotion, or taking a walk. It shifts from an obligation to an opportunity for joy, for self-care. It adds this unexpected layer to simple acts.
And what's really fascinating is the deep psychology behind why this works so well. It taps into principles of both altruism and competence.
Okay, explain that. Altruism and competence.
So when you do something kind for someone else, help a friend, you often experience what's called the helper's high.
Helper's high. Is that a real thing?
It really is. Acts of kindness trigger the release of this cocktail of feel-good neurochemicals in your brain.
Like what?
Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, endorphins, natural mood boosters and pain relievers, and dopamine activating the brain's reward centers. Same stuff you get from other pleasurable experiences.
Wow. So your brain literally rewards you for being kind.
It does. It provides this direct neurochemical reward for pro-social behavior. It's like our biology is hardwired to encourage cooperation and kindness. It's a natural incentive system.
So doing good literally makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Physically, chemically.
Precisely. But it's not just about helping others. Even the seemingly self-focused tasks like clean my room or go for a walk, they contribute powerfully to your sense of self-efficacy.
Self-efficacy. That's your belief in your own ability to do things.
Exactly. Your belief you can succeed accomplish tasks. When you complete even small tasks, making your bed, clearing your desk, going for that walk you planned, you build this tangible sense of mastery, competence.
Okay.
And that directly impacts your overall positivity and energy levels because you gain confidence in your ability to take action, to make a positive impact, however small.
It shifts you from feeling passive to feeling active, empowered.
Exactly. You feel more in control of your life, even in small ways.
So every little win reinforces the belief, hey, I can do stuff, which then gives you the energy to do more stuff.
That's the cumulative effect. It builds on itself. And think about their example. Listen to this podcast. You can reframe that as an act of self-investment. You're learning, engaging with ideas. That contributes to your intellectual, your emotional well-being.
Right. Fulfilling that need for growth.
Exactly. It satisfies that fundamental human drive for growth and understanding, which is inherently positive. So every single one of these small actions, whether it's directed outward or inward, it contributes to a more robust sense of self-worth, positive energy, overall well-being. And even if no one else notices your good deed,
Like cleaning your room.
right, the internal reward system still kicks in. You still get that boost in self-efficacy, maybe even a little dopamine hit from completing the task. The internal benefits are powerful enough on their own.
Wow. So it really is this incredibly powerful feedback loop. Doing something positive, no matter how small, fuels more positivity, gives you energy, motivates you to do more.
That's the essence of it.
It's amazing when you break it down like that, seeing that direct link between a simple action and the emotional, even chemical outcome.
It really is. The simplicity is deceptive.
Okay, so as we start to wrap up this deep dive, let's do a quick recap. These core strategies for cultivating daily positivity, all drawn from that wonderfully simple source, the Fluent Flow Podcast excerpts.
Let's do it.
First, start your day with kind thoughts. Those intentional morning rituals. Set that positive tone before the world rushes in.
Prime your brain for optimism. Take control of the narrative early.
Second, practice taking those deep breaths throughout the day. Stay calm, reset your nervous system, and couple that with the gratitude journal, consciously focusing on joy, rewiring your brain.
Actively looking for the good, building that positivity muscle.
Third, embrace that transformative power of loving self-talk. Reframe mistakes as learning opportunities. Cultivate self-compassion. Absolutely crucial for resilience.
Be your own cheerleader, not just your critic. It fuels perseverance.
And finally, number 4, commit to doing one good thing every day. Recognize how even tiny acts of kindness or self-care build pride, energy, and that deep inner happiness.
Creating that positive feedback loop. Action fuels feeling, fuels action.
Yeah. The core message here, and it really shines through the source's simplicity, is that these are genuinely small, manageable steps.
Absolutely. No grand gestures required.
No huge time commitments, no massive investments needed, but their cumulative effect day after day, that's what's profound.
As the source says, they help you stay positive and, crucially, feel strong and calm.
Yeah, they build this internal foundation, right, from the inside out, something that helped you weather the storms, the inevitable stresses of life. It changes how you navigate the world.
It really can. It empowers you.
Okay, so here's that final provocative thought we like to leave you with, something to maybe chew on after you're done listening. We've spent this time exploring how these practices are deeply personal. They're about cultivating your internal landscape, positivity, resilience, calm, your well-being.
Right. An inside job.
But what happens when more and more people start doing this? Consistently practicing these simple acts of self-care, self-compassion, daily kindness.
Interesting question.
Imagine a world, or maybe just start with your community, your workplace, your family, where more people consciously start their days with kindness, find moments of calm, talk to themselves with love, and do one good thing daily.
Yeah.
How might that collective shift affect everything? Our relationships, our collaboration, our overall community well-being.
That ripple effect outwards from each person.
Exactly. Think about that outward ripple. So the question for you is, what small step will you take today? Maybe just one tiny thing from our discussion to start cultivating your own daily positivity. And just maybe, what larger impact might that tiny first step eventually create?